Welcome to another episode of Mind Your Mind. Here we are with Sophia Lorimer. I am Roxana Parra Sepulveda, your host. And today I will be talking with Sophia, who is a presenter and a speaker. She is also the founder and award-winning sustainable styling business called Fine Tune Wardrobe, which was set up to empower women to wear what they love. She works to inspire corporate moms and leaders, helping them to rediscover their style sustainably, and helps them gain much needed confidence in all aspects of their lives. And we are bringing today, Sophia, all of this fantastic wisdom you have. For our frontline workers and everybody that is out there in helping positions and working in the charity sector and different fields as well, supporting others. So welcome, Sophia.
Thank you. I'm really, really excited to have this chat with you today. So thank you so much for having me.
Yes, and with a theme that is so rare, because we have been talking about different topics, and always the idea is to bring different elements to support the development of self-care strategies for everybody that is out there supporting others and working with survivors of all kind of trauma and responding to critical situations day in and day out. Such an amazing job.
Yeah.
Very demanding. And we are also, that's why we're thinking about self-care. And today we're bringing a very rare angle, I will say, that that is not so unfamiliar, really. We need to get dressed every day.
Absolutely,
There
absolutely.
is something about that.
And, it's one of those things that it's rare to maybe have this conversation in your community.
Yes.
However, I feel like it is just as important
Indeed.
as any other community, because it's one that I think that gets overlooked, with all of the demands that your community have on them. To get dressed and all of that is just something that is on autopilot, not even given a second look, but actually done right and done with the right mind frame and mindset, it can really enhance so much more out of their lives.
Yes, and we are sort of looking at moving a little bit away from that functional, automatic pilot kind of relationship with your wardrobe. We will be talking about that as well a little later on. And but please tell us a little bit more about your current work or your more exciting latest project. Tell us about yourself a little bit.
Well, I think that obviously what I do is that I just love working with women. I'm all about women empowerment and really making sure that women feel seen and that they're confident in being seen, because a lot of the times it's that whole thing of I'm not good enough, I don't like this about myself, or I don't, but it's about really me helping women feel accepted in their skin and make them feel that anything is possible, that you don't need to be anything else or anybody else to be that. Because the way that I work also is that I get women to use what's already in their wardrobes, because sometimes it's the whole thing of that you just haven't got the time, or that you haven't got the mindset to even tackle your wardrobe. So it's by giving women that space where they can really home in what they love, what makes them feel good. Like we were saying before about that autopilot, you don't even sometimes give yourself the time to think, what do I actually like? Yes. So it's that whole thing that I really, really feel passionate about, is empowering women to make those decisions for themselves to really enhance their life and the way that they feel about themselves, more importantly. In terms of what have I been up to lately, projects wise, I do all sorts of things. So I don't just work with my clients, I also volunteer for Smart Works, which I absolutely adore, and charity work is definitely fundamental to Fine Tuned Wardrobe. Giving back and all of that is so important to me. So I volunteer at Smart Works, where I help women that have left work, through other circumstances and trying to get back into work. So to help dress them, and then they go on to coaching through the Smart Work program. Just this week, I was there on Monday, and I got an email on Wednesday saying that the lady that I helped dress went on to get the job.
Fantastic. It's
So
like,
it's things like
yes.
that just that just totally light me up. She came in like really lacking confidence. She hadn't been in employment for over 3 years. This was going to be her first interview. So it's all of those things that I love to really help women achieve, and step over that hurdle just by arming yourself with confidence through what you wear can really open so many doors.
Fantastic to hear, because there is so much in terms of how we should look like. What is the last tendency of the fashion this last season and things like that.
Trends,
Like
yeah.
this trends and this idea that we should look like somehow, or like someone, or it's like how that challenge, that persistent challenge that we have in so many ways, certain standards to fit into, and that
Yeah, it's like that we're
sometimes
not good enough, almost,
exactly
that
take us
we need
away,
to
no?
be something else to then be accepted, be good enough.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no, because we are enough as we
Mm.
are, and that
Mm.
acceptance is what really, really empowers the women that I work with. As
Yes.
soon as you start accepting and being like, do you know what, I love this because I love it, not because it's trending, all of those things that sometimes put on so much pressure on us to
Yes.
be that. So I think it's really important to really focus on what you love and be true to you.
Yes, and you mentioned that positive impact in terms of confidence when you are, due to face challenges situations, like for example a job interview. But also I'm thinking about, the by the way, you're also a frontline worker. Welcome to the club. You are one of the charity workers as well that I'm talking to through the podcast, and that's fantastic that you are, to know that you are there too, because you are seeing what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
And what I'm thinking of is that how that or how we can use our wardrobe to impact also on our resilience, because I'm thinking about everybody that has a very busy job,
Yeah.
supporting others, pouring themselves out, to going extra miles so many times to support others. And so how then, after a busy day or over the weekend, people can then use their wardrobe somehow
Yeah.
to help their resilience. How do you see that happening?
Yeah. No, and that is such an interesting question, because it is definitely, I would say, about time, honoring yourself that time, and
Okay.
not feeling guilty about giving yourself that time.
Uh-huh.
Because if you think about it on a broader spectrum, right? If you think that, all of my things are organized, all of my things are just where they should be, how is that going to make your mornings? How is that going to impact on you getting dressed every morning, whether you're in uniform or not, but even down to your underwear drawer, your sock drawer? If those things are organized and everything in there that fits you, you can, when it comes to the weekend, you know where all your clothes are, and you're ready to take off that work uniform or whatever, and you know where everything is. How are you feeling as you open that wardrobe? Are you feeling like everything's together, or are you feeling like, I don't even know what to wear, I don't even know who this person is that I'm getting dressed as? Do you know what I mean? So
Yes.
honoring yourself the time. This, I'm not saying like, spend the whole Saturday, spend your whole day off sorting out your wardrobe. What I'm saying is take little snippets out of the week. So it could be 10 minutes before you go to bed. on a Friday or whenever your next day off is, and plan your outfit for your day off.
Uh-huh.
Plan your outfit for your day off. You're going to be excited to wear that particular thing. You're going to feel more relaxed to ease into your day off. Or equally, you know, if you're not in uniform and you're planning your everyday outfit, plan it while you're brushing your teeth in the evening before you go to bed. So it's one less thing that you're even thinking about. And in terms of organizing your wardrobe, what you can do is my favorite tip, and I'll give it to you for nothing, is get a bag or a box in your wardrobe, put it in your wardrobe, and every time you try something on that doesn't make you feel good, amazing, doesn't fit you anymore, isn't fitting into your lifestyle anymore, put it in that box or bag. By the end of the week, month, sell it, do something, get it out of your wardrobe. That way you are having a declutter without spending hours and hours cleaning out your wardrobe. So it's those little bits that are going to really ease you into a much more happier, harmonious state of mind when it comes
Yes,
to your wardrobe. And also you're going to feel so much more empowered knowing the things that you actually own are things that you love and things that are actually going to fulfill you. And that's
definitely.
quite a
So
big
I'm
thing.
thinking about the wardrobe, or your wardrobe, let's say, to
Mhm.
be one of the areas of your life that
Mhm.
can facilitate things, no? And that can
Absolutely.
also, we always talk about identify your stressors, no? And
Mm.
and find out what is actually adding to your level of stress. And I'm
Mhm.
thinking, with the example that you're giving, you know, that a moment in which we open our wardrobes and what is
Yeah,
the feeling there. I think that's something to
absolutely.
pay attention to, and see, okay, is there here something that I could be doing with such
Mhm.
fantastic tip that you just have already given us. So yeah, I mean, it's something about reducing the stress that will also help that
Absolutely.
resilience, that what I'm
Mhm.
hearing from what you're saying, no?
Definitely. And, you know, it's the whole thing of being aware that I need to do this for myself and
Yes.
allowing yourself that time is really, really important. And for so many, they find it really, really hard to do. But I don't know,
Yes.
I just feel like everyone in my family knows my boundaries, how I feel
Uh-huh.
about we're not going to negotiate on me having time for myself to get ready in the morning.
Uh-huh.
It's just something that I do for myself, and it's really important to me. So I think also setting those boundaries around that, okay, I'm going to give myself that 10 minutes every day, no matter
Uh-huh.
what else comes about, beforehand or after, that 10 minutes is just for me.
Yeah.
Because like you say, a lot of your community are everything to so many people, but that 10 minutes could just be your 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's like a me time, 10
Mm,
minutes,
yeah,
and make it your non-negotiable.
yeah, absolutely.
That can be agreed as well with your family, with your loved
Yeah.
ones, and but also, we were talking in previous episodes with Laura, about the boundaries, and those boundaries within, no, that those boundaries that we set. And what we're talking about is pretty much that, you know, allow that moment, and that you will allow yourself to
Yeah,
just enjoy your moment of getting dressed. That's it. No?
absolutely,
And
absolutely,
ideally with something that you love.
absolutely. And being in that moment, like honor that moment instead of just like, I just got to get to work and you're already in your mind mentally at work or mentally
Writing
somewhere
an
else.
email or
Yeah,
sending that. Yeah,
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 absolutely.
yeah, yeah. It's about being present as well, when I'm hearing what
Mm,
you're saying, no? That
yeah,
that moment, give us,
definitely.
allow ourselves those moments, because also to be, I'm thinking, when in with different pieces in the wardrobe, sometimes there are particular blouses that give us, you know, bring us moments of
Oh,
memories of joy,
yeah,
or
nostalgia. Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
something that brings as well a good feeling, and that can be
yeah.
quite interesting. And also, we may be thinking about, and something that we were talking about before when we were sort of preparing for today's episode was the idea of your personality, how the way that we dress can be connected with or in tune with our identity and our personality, thinking about, and you mentioned the uniforms as well.
Yeah.
I think there is something there, the transition between the uniform and the weekend sort of outfit,
Yeah.
but also also that transition, that professional and personal, and how much distinction is there and so on. There is a lot there, no?
Definitely. And a lot of people struggle to make them sit in what camp it is, let's say, because it's that whole thing of, you go to work, you wear a uniform. Everybody is wearing the same uniform. You come home, you're unsure what camp you're in, like, what do I like? Because you're not giving yourself the time, or that you're not quite clear, because 9 to 5, let's say, you're this person, and then at the weekend you're this person. So I always say that wear things that are going to shine out your personality. Our clothes speak before we do. People have already made up their minds about you before you even open your mouth. So if your clothes aren't representing you and how you want to be represented, then that's something that you need to have a look into, because we want to show off your personality. We're all here making a human connection, and it is important to be able to do that. Also, that we stand differently, we walk differently, we show up for things differently when we love what we wear. And I see this time and time again with my clients, because as soon as I put them in something that they love and they feel confident in, their smiles wider, their shoulders are back and relaxed. It's just a completely different visually, as well as how they're feeling inside. So if that's what you want to portray, then you need to dress as that person. You need to turn up as that person and really connect to what you love.
Yes. And how do we find those pieces, and what do we do with all of what will you say will be that process? Because I'm thinking about, with what you're saying, I'm thinking about decluttering, and that need of but not only the cluttering our wardrobe, almost as if we're decluttering our mind, or
Absolutely. The more clutter you have that is physical in your space, the more it clutters up your mind. And that is something that a lot of people don't realize when they're like stressed, or when there's loads going on in their lives. I always ask people, what's your surroundings saying? What's going on for your surroundings, your immediate surroundings? When you wake up in the morning, is your wardrobe seeping out of your are your clothes seeping out of your wardrobe? That is an instant stressor. It's an instant, like, oh, there's so much going on. So decluttering is so important for so many reasons. Aesthetically, of course, but also mentally as well. The less we have, the less stress, it's just a much calmer and well-rounded for everything, our mind, our settings, because nobody can thrive in a place where it's just chaos.
It's about fluidity, no? It's to make let the mind flow, the being flow in a way with a decluttered space. Yes, I hear you.
Absolutely. And like I said about my tip before, if you don't have hours and hours to spend on decluttering, just do that. You could even start. Sometimes I say to my clients, if you're overwhelmed and your wardrobe is like wardrobes or floor drapes, sometimes I've come across, do one category. So this week, do one category. This week, I'm just going to do my underwear. Just do your underwear. Next week, I'm just going to do my trousers. Just do your trousers. One day a week, take out one item of those things that you don't like, that doesn't fit you. That will take you 2 minutes to try on a pair of trousers. Do I like them? Do I not? Okay, no, they go in the thing.
Yes.
And then we move on to the next day. Just giving yourself that, if you don't have time, is going to be a game changer.
Yes. It's interesting what you're saying, because what I'm thinking of while you're saying, I'm thinking in myself, so many times I put on something and it will be, oh, it's about to feed me. When I lose a few kilos, maybe will be back to where it was, or oh, I'll wait until I don't know what, something happens, and then I will be able to use it. Or there is something
absolutely
that on the one hand is the difficulty to let it go, I will say, but also this idea that if I lose weight,
do you know what,
or look different, because our body changed so much through age,
and
so much.
I call that the sad pile.
Okay.
It's called the sad pile for a reason. Every time you're looking in your wardrobe, you are looking at those clothes or trying them on, trying to squeeze them into them, and you're like, they don't fit me. But when I do this, then I'll be perfect, and then they'll fit me perfect. Everything will be perfect. However, already the first thing you're thinking, you're not enough. You're not enough yet. You're not perfect yet. So you're always chasing that perfection.
Yeah,
when really
totally.
what we should be doing is being accepting what we're like right now. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying get rid of your clothes if they're like an inch off fitting you. What I'm saying is that I've had ladies that have had things that are like one size, two sizes, that they've had for a couple of years. If you haven't changed weight into fitting into those jeans in 6 months to a year maximum, even a year, I'm a little bit, they need to go. They need to go out of your space, because there's nothing wrong. There's nothing worse than opening your wardrobe and feeling like, oh God, I'm still not good enough to fit into that. That feeling is so disheartening. And just think, we get dressed in the morning, right? The first thing you do. So if you're getting that feeling every single morning, you open your wardrobe, you are building a mindset to, I'm not good enough. I need to lose weight. I need to do this. Instead of, do you know what? I'm just going to reach for what I absolutely love, what I feel confident in. Just think of that mindset and how that
makes me feel. Yes. Absolutely.
Honestly,
just thinking about it is making me feel better.
Yes, that's exactly what I want. I love it.
It's totally mind-blowing how those very little actions, very little moments, very little continuous conversations we have with ourselves can build in any direction. And what we are saying here now is that you either go to that place of I'm not good enough, or we go into that place of, okay, I'm feeling good, this is good, I look good, everything is perfect, it's okay, I am who I am, I look this way, and this is the clothes that I'm using happily, because it fits me well. It makes me feel comfortable. I think something about being comfortable.
But comfortable is not a style. I must add that in. A lot of people, comfortable is not a style.
Okay, tell us more.
Also, before I go on to that, is that my other thing is that also, who are the people that you're surrounding yourself with, in terms of not necessarily physically, but who are you scrolling on and seeing, like influencers, or are you actually following people that represent you and your body shape and who you are now? Because a lot of the times we also buy things or keep on to things because they're on trend, because our favorite person, celebrity or whoever's wearing them, but that celebrity does not look anything like you, doesn't have your body shape, so they're going to fit clothes differently. That's another reason why I see women holding on to so many things, because they're like, well, so and so looked amazing in it, so obviously it's going to look amazing on me. But she's completely different to you. So in terms of the whole comfortable is not a style, it really isn't. A lot of women use this as that, oh no, but I just want to be comfortable. But if in your mind right now, if I asked you, what does comfortable mean to you? When you visually, what does comfortable represent to you? You wouldn't say successful, you wouldn't say empowered. You would probably go for cozy, chill, that kind of thing, right? And if you are wanting to be empowered, successful, go-getter, all of these things, whatever your values are for yourself, comfortable aren't the things that you would put together.
Uh-huh.
I'm not saying that you shouldn't be comfortable in your clothes. However, it shouldn't be that I just want to be comfortable, because that's a get out of
Yes.
jail free card in my.
Yes. And what you're making me think is like the comfortable when I am on a Sunday
Yes,
afternoon on a rainy day in the middle of winter, is dark, and I'm watching movies with a blanket on.
exactly. And that is not the
That's
way that you're going to
different.
want to rock up to work or
Exactly.
rock up
Or
to see the
to
girls or
going out. Yeah.
going out, all of those things.
Mm.
That's not what you're not going to go into a shop and see comfortable clothing in that sense anywhere but the lounge, where in all of those places.
Yes.
So we want to be comfortable and wear our clothes comfortably, but it is not a style.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, I hear you. And
I had
that's
to
the
get
thing.
that one in, sorry.
Yeah, no, beautiful, because that's the thing, where we need to find, where are we in
Mm,
terms of the way that we want to be dressing. I mean, because so many times probably the comfortable
mm-hmm,
is entangled and not differentiated with that,
absolutely.
as you were saying, style, no? And I think for me, style is more about knowing who you are, knowing your identity, how, or what you want to be expressing with the way that you're
Mhm.
dressing as well. How do you want to show up to the world in a way that make you feel good, no? And how that
Absolutely.
will look like for you,
Yeah,
because it's different for everybody, right?
absolutely. Sometimes when I wear things, I get oh, but I feel amazing. And, I'm like, doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely, because if
Yeah.
you're confident in your style, that's the confidence that you need to shine, that it's just sort of bats off you kind
Is
of
that
thing,
what we're
doesn't it?
talking about here?
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that, in a way, will also support our mental health and our sense
Oh,
of resilience and our sensation of
absolutely.
having those moments of joy as well, no? Through playing as well. I think for
Yeah,
me, the wardrobe can be quite playful too.
absolutely. And we don't play enough
Good
as adults.
opportunity. Mm.
We don't
Yes.
play. We are very much governed by rules. This is what we do. We go to work.
Yeah.
We support everyone. We do this. We
Mm.
don't make that time to actually like just let loose and enjoy
Yeah. Yeah.
that whole playful funness, putting things together, having a try on. If they don't work, you're like, then you at least you still know what doesn't work,
Yes. Absolutely.
which is a
Yes.
lesson in itself, and it gets you buying the right things and all of that.
And I was thinking with the uniform and the use of uniform, I was thinking, well, what about your underwear?
Oh,
And what you can do, although you may be using a uniform, why
mhm.
not to play around with your own underwear and use things that make colors and shapes that make you feel comfortable and
And
happy within somehow, no?
absolutely. Oh my gosh, I love this because I everything that I do with my clients on a one-to-one basis, the foundation to any outfit is your underwear. No
Mm,
matter, you could be dressed in a gorgeous ball gown, but if your underwear is making you feel, misshaped, or it's just not
yes.
fitting right, or it's got holes in because you've had it for about 90 years, all of those things really, really matter. I've had clients that were still wearing their maternity bras,
Uh-huh.
but their children are like 3. But because it's just what they just go for, it's just easy. It's
Uh-huh.
on all of those things. But instantly, as soon as we, up leveled that and they wore things that actually fitted them now, their clothes fit differently.
Yes.
they felt like, oh, I feel good underneath these clothes, as well as obviously like visually what
Yeah,
everyone else can see. But it's for you. It's that one little thing for you that just
absolutely.
makes you feel that little bit more special. Because if you are in a job, you work shift work, if your underwear drawer is pristine and all the underwear in there is like in your favorite colors or your favorite materials that just make you feel a bit more luxurious, oh, you're going to feel amazing
Yeah,
putting it
exactly.
on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think it's really, really important, underwear.
Yeah, and what you have just said, put it on. I mean, because there is so much as well about, oh, let me save this for whatever occasion. No,
Don't get me
that's
started. I
very
don't think we've
common
got
as
enough
well,
time for
right?
this for this conversation. Oh, saving things for best is one of my, I don't know. I think I'll be still going on about it when I'm 90 in a home somewhere, because honestly, tomorrow is not guaranteed. We do not
Yes.
know where we're going to be tomorrow. Why are we saving it? For what? Every day that we're on this side of the planet is our best day. So whether you are going to work, but could you imagine going to work in your best underwear? Oh, it's just something for you. Like, oh my God, it's just there's something about it that just
Yeah.
makes you feel so good. I
Yes.
wore my best friend's bridesmaid's dress to Sainsbury's, and I styled it differently to what it was. It was a lovely um big skirt. I forgot the material now, it's gone out of my head, but it's all like lovely, not lace, but what's that material I'm trying to think of?
I
Twill,
don't
not
know.
twill. But yeah, anyway, it was like a lovely big skirt, and it had a sequin bust. It was
Okay.
gorgeous in like a lovely powder pink. It was beautiful. Anyway, but I was like, I'm not just going to wear this dress for one day. I felt amazing in it. So I just put on a lovely jumper over the top, wore it with some trainers, wore it to Sainsbury's, wore it on the school run. I felt amazing.
Yes.
It's those kind of moments that we should be allowing ourselves to
Oh,
have.
yes, yes, yes. And it's just what you just said. Allow yourself to just do it. Why not? Yeah, use it. Yeah,
Absolutely.
totally. Yeah, you are so inspiring me. Thank you so much.
I can't wait
So,
to see what you're going to wear tomorrow.
yeah, exactly. I'll send you a picture. So yes, and I think what I'm hearing from what we're talking about is your concept as well, what you mentioned earlier about dressing from your power.
Absolutely, absolutely. It can be so empowering when you wear clothes that you love and
Yes.
that you feel good in, because it's cementing again that notion that, do you know what? I can do this. I can wear things for myself. I don't need outside influence or opinion. And if you can have that mindset on, just first of all, on what you're wearing, could you imagine what the mindset that's growing a mindset for so many other things, that
Yes.
you can do things on your own, you can do hard things. I just think that it is so empowering and has a ripple effect for so many other things.
Yes, and also it's about you mentioned, social media as well, and who are
Mm.
we following? And I think definitely this is an invitation to follow you and to hear your your ideas as well. We will be sharing all the links and everything to get to hear more about your ideas and the
Yeah.
tips that you are sharing constantly, because in the end we sometimes don't know.
Hmm.
It's easy to be lost in this process,
Absolutely.
because there is
Yeah.
so much influence. And what I love from what you're saying as well is something about um, taking ownership
Yeah.
and taking the power, not
Yeah.
waiting to be empowered by a good comment or whatever about your
Hmm.
clothes, but on the other way around, sort of just
Absolutely.
take it by yourself and sort of express it through your own clothes in a way,
Absolutely.
no?
Absolutely. you know, it's funny because whenever I work with my clients, you have already got the power. You have already
Yes,
got it all in you already.
exactly.
You know what you love on you. You know what you don't love on you. And I always say to my clients, they're like, but what do you think of this on me? And I'm like, no, 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 no. How do you feel in it?
Uh-huh.
Because you already know how you feel. Your gut, you know.
Yes.
So that's what I want to make sure that everybody does, that listen to yourself first before you're like, whenever, you know, you come on my page, I don't expect anyone to look like me. I hardly put up photos of what I'm wearing of the day because I want you to know what you love
Yes.
first.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing.
Absolutely. What an amazing message. We're reaching the end of the program. You have given us a lot of tips already, but normally at the end of our episodes,
Yeah.
we want to give people sort of the idea of one action. You have given us
Okay.
a few already, but is there anything or a first point or a starting point or a first step in which people can test and try and
Yeah.
see how that goes for them? We're talking here about incorporating new ways of being as well, as a well-being repertoire, no,
Yeah.
self-care repertoire that can be fed from so many angles.
Yeah.
And so beautifully we are talking about the wardrobe and all what we wear today. So what would you say would be that first step?
I think the first step would have to be for you to home in on what you love, what makes
Mm,
you feel good.
mm,
Because, and this can be done in a really, really fun way. You know, you can mood board it in terms of, you know, if you still get magazines, you can cut out magazines of things that you like, textures, colors, prints, all of these things, and document them down. Easy, another really easy, simple way of doing it. Pinterest, pin loads of ideas, fabrics, things that you love,
uh-huh.
and then have a look in your wardrobe. Does your wardrobe color, I can never say that word, does your wardrobe mirror this what you love, what you're saying to, that this is what you love right now, this is where your chapter is in your life? Is it mirroring?
Mm,
What are the things that are mirroring that? Pull those out, start wearing those more, and see how you feel before you even go out shopping or start, you know, carting everything out because, you know, you want now to everything to be this mood board. Start pulling out things that, you know, really fill you with joy and that you love from your wardrobe. And that's a great starting point, because then once you know what you love, then all the things that you don't love will stick out to you like a sore thumb. And that's when you pop them in your basket or your
yes.
bag. And then you can really start to home in on just getting the things in there that you love.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, fantastic. I'm on it. I'll get started myself.
Amazing.
Thank you so very much for today, Sophia. I really appreciate our conversation, and I'm sure many of our audience as well will be finding this very, very useful. So if you like what you hear today in this episode, please share it with your colleagues, your friends, and also give us a like and help us to help by sharing what you're hearing today. So thank you so very much for everybody that is listening today, but also to you, Sophia. Thank you so much. And I will definitely be knocking at your door at some point.
Thank you so much for having me. It's such an important conversation. And I think that everyone needs to, you know, have something for themselves and really honor themselves. And I think that when we're getting dressed, this could be our time and our little moment that we can really make the most of it.
Definitely, definitely. So we leave everybody with that beautiful message, and so important when we are thinking about well-being and our resilience. So thank you for today.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.